And we welcome you to the Paradise Coast Sports Complex in Naples, Florida for the 2025 FBU 6th grade National Championship Monday. It's become a tradition here in Collier County for the last 5 years, and the 15th anniversary of the FBU National Championship. The 6th grade level began back in 2013. Neil Seco with the general manager of the FBU All-American Bowl, and a man who's worn many hats, including the play-by-play chair earlier this week in the 7th grade FBU All-American Bowl game, Anthony Williams. Anthony, great to be with you. We got the 6th grade title tilt. Dallas Fort Wayne East, DFW East against Southeast Florida. DFW East, their 6th graders won the championship last year, back again with a new group. Southeast Florida making their debut in championship week. And they will start on defense. DFW East, there's no kickoffs in this game. We'll start with the football, but looking forward to watching them come back into action, looking for the repeat.
Oh, absolutely, Neil. It's great to be back again here in 2025. I've seen, obviously being from Austin, Texas, I've seen this DFW team. They're in my region. They're well coached. Terrence Bullitt, who's their team director, does a great job, and I expect it to be a great game, very entertaining.
He runs the Bullitt Academy, has 10 players that have funneled through his academy that are on this roster, and he's got one heck of a quarterback in Nehemiah Partita, who hasn't lost a game in 3 years as a signal caller. Starting in the shotgun, light on roster space. He's hit as he throws up towards midfield, and it's jostled loose. Breaking it up is Jalen Simeon. So they go to the air, and this is a passing team, but knowing full well with the numbers and maybe the size and speed of Southeast Florida, they'll look to get that run game established too and find some balance.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think coming out the first play and throwing deep kind of lets the defense know, like, hey, we're not just going to run the ball, run, pass, punt here. We're trying to loosen them up early. So look forward to seeing their running game, which will probably coming up in this play.
Partita, real student of the game at 5'10", 165. Out of the pistol, and they run straight smash mouth and get smashed right to the middle of that line. And the big interior coming through, Samore Novembre is right there to plug the hole, number 99.
Yeah, it does a great job out of that D tackle positions. Just shoots the gap, makes a big play for tackle for loss there.
So an auspicious start for the Southeast Florida defense. There have been South Florida teams in the past in the FBU National Championship, but the new moniker is Southeast Florida in its first season. Partita letting it rip into traffic again, a crowd of 3, and it falls incomplete. One of the things, Anthony, too, that'll play a factor, there is a decent breeze that they're throwing into here in the first quarter. That falls incomplete, 4th down.
Yeah, no, great pocket for the quarterback. Just let it sail a bit too much, and great job by the Southeast Florida defensive secondary staying behind the receiver. So now 4th and long here, and they're going to get the ball back. It's a great first series for Southeast Florida.
Tate Medina was the intended receiver for DFW East. Nehemiah Partita. Wonder if this will be a quick kick. Although he goes on the hard count and got them to jump. And throwing for it, it'll fall incomplete. He wanted Medina again. Well, it looked like that Southeast Florida had jumped offside. That's not the case. No flag was thrown. It's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, great coverage there by number 40, Israel Davis. Once again, staying deep as the deepest receiver, makes a play and gives his offense the ball in great field position, Neil.
So the 6th graders from Southeast Florida, sprightly and maybe a little undersized, but they can move around this park. And they've done so on their way to the championship game. Head coach is Brennan Coffey. And right in their wheelhouse, they've got the ball 1st and 10 at the 28. Play 10-minute quarters here in the FBU National Championship. First of 3 games. 6th graders, 7th grade will follow, and then the 8th grade, the marquee matchup, as it's been for 15 years, will conclude in the early evening hours. On a 1st down call, Christopher Jean is the quarterback, and he'll hand it off. Running hard to the outside is Jeffrey Blanchard, but he's stacked down by a host of DFW East defenders. Leading that way was Partita.
Interesting to see Dallas-Fort Worth come out in a good old-fashioned 4-4 stack defense, which you don't see very much now with all the passing going on, even at the youth level. You usually see teams come out in a 4-2-5, but they went straight 4-4 stack here. They must have a really good running game that they've scouted for Southwest Florida, and they're looking to kind of stop that run here.
And it's so important at this level, Anthony, where maybe the passing games, for some, but not all teams, aren't that robust, taking advantage of good field position.
Absolutely. At every level of the game, it comes down to the O-line and D-line. That's where it's won.
Now the quarterback, Christopher Jean, hands off, and Blanchard gashes through right down the middle. And he's near a first down inside the 20. That'll move the sticks.
Little inside handoff, left off tackle play, cuts it back. See, great vision by the young man. Gets it upfield north and south and gets his team a first down.
So on the move, Southeast Florida in their very first championship here at the 6th grade level. Simeon and a host of others split out wide to the left. On 1st and 10 at the 15, and there's movement. The hard count got him.
Young players watching this game, when you're on defense, you are not listening to the quarterback. All you're doing is you're watching the ball. And you've seen so many games this week, Neil, where a 5-yard penalty can make a huge difference. You know, 1st and 10 to 1st and 5 it changed the play calling. So young players learn to be disciplined, especially on defense. Watch the ball. Forget about the cadence or the hand clap.
It's Gene giving it off to Conley Thompson. CJ, he goes by, and he goes inside the 10. They'll mark him down around the 8. Nice. Southeast Florida on the move.
Nice play by number 54, Kai Wright. Stuffed the hole there, and then waited for the Cavalry to come and finish it off. So looks like the DFW defense is starting to stick up here as they get inside the red zone here.
You know, they had a very convincing win, DFW East, that 6th grade group. Their 7th graders from that team this year, that 6th grade team, lost to SoCal, who we'll see in the championship against Central Florida coming up in our next game. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Gene hands off, and there's a double stack, and the tenacity is there, right there with the tackle. It's Medina crashing down on Blanchard. Also got some help in there. Good tooth and nail tackle coming from Justin Ashburn.
Defense is bowing up here. This is what defenses need to do here. When you give up good field position and they move the ball, now they're at the 10-yard line. Is less field to cover, Neil, so you can really get creative with your defenses here because you're not worried about getting beat deep. So let's see what they come up with on 3rd down.
We haven't seen Gene attempt a passing play yet. Been all on the ground so far for Southeast Florida. They keep it that way and running inside, but lassoing down on that run inside. Once again, Kadarian Oliver, who is a star in the making, swallows it up. They feel he's like Khalil Mack on defense, big number 54.
Yeah, he is really manhandling Southeast Florida's front line right now. 3 great plays in this drive, and he is keeping them out of the end zone so far. Great job by that young man.
It was enough for C.J. Thompson to make it 4th and 2. He picked up about 1.5 yards, but this is an early play and a big one for Southeast Florida. The DFW East fans get in with a rhythmic clap and the chance of defense. 7 plays on this drive. They've all been runs for Southeast Florida. And Gene will go under center in the I formation on 4th and goal from the 2. A fumbled exchange. It wouldn't matter anyway. It's a turnover on downs and a recovery to boot for DFW East. Ashburn came up with it.
Big play by the linebacker coming up. Unfortunate mishandled the snap, and he is on the ball. Defense gets a great stop for their offense, keep them out of the end zone, no field goal, no points on the board, and now their offense will come back out and try and establish a nice drive here.
Every play had been from the shotgun up until going under center, but when it's the moment of truth and maybe the nerves are running a little bit high, it's a little bit different to execute in that situation in a game like this, Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. You know, these kids now, everything's out of gun, out of shotgun, and being under center, it's different. So I think that was an important decision by the coach there. But we'll see how their defense steps up and gets their offenses back here.
With 4 wides and Rodriguez, 2 Partitas left, who's going to keep and run to a little bit of daylight out up near the 15-yard line. So make it 2nd down and 7. But you'll see a lot of Novembre today. He's already been making plays on that defensive interior for Southeast Florida.
Yeah. Look for the quarterback here with Partita. They're throwing a couple deep routes here. Look for him to start going underneath here and starting picking some things apart.
Partita always looks like he's in control, but flying to the football, a swarming start for this Southeast Florida defense, and C.J. Thompson has been doing it on both sides so far, toting the rock and running downhill to make that stop. It's another 3rd and long.
Yeah, great play by that young man playing linebacker right now. Obviously a dual threat athlete playing running back and linebacker. You can see his athleticism on that play.
So Partita, Nehemiah will get him into the set they like. He's got Kernley with him in the backfield. They call him J4. Partita's going to run behind him and run near that 1st down yardage. He's going to pick it up at the 21, arrowing himself over a would-be tackler to move the sticks.
Partita's showing really good maturity, as you mentioned earlier, Neil. They had a play called. He saw an opening. He just said, I'm not wasting any time. This is a fast defense. He took it and converted. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
Pushing 5'10", 165 as a 6th grader. Now he looks and scans the field up top, but he has not hit the long aerial so far. It's been good coverage downfield to the credit of Southeast Florida. Missing the intended target on that pass for Rafi Vade.
You know, the cornerback for Southeast Florida, Jalen Simeon's doing a good job. He's not the biggest corner in the world, and the receiver for DFW has got good size, but he is in good position. He's trying to find the ball, and he's making great plays on 2 straight PBUs.
Eric Johnson, he's the head coach of DFW East. Looking over to get a play is Partita. Hands up through the middle and spinning forward near another 1st down after breaking the initial contain. Anthony Rodriguez, strong and stocky bowling ball of a young man, and he's got another 1st down for DFW East.
Yeah, Anthony did a great job keeping his feet moving, getting north and south, had a little spin move, and got the extra yardage here. That's a great effort by that young man.
So after essentially a goal line stop, and from the shadow of that end, they've moved it out to some breathing room. And Partita with a clean pocket, throws to the middle. It's caught. Brought down. Partita to Medina. And he's all the way to the 35. They'll mark him at the 37 of Southeast Florida, but the first big pass play of the game.
Yeah, big-time catch there by Medina. And I love watching young players, Neil, catch the ball in their hands. We see a lot of guys, the upper levels, high school, college, and pro, not doing that. Great job by him. Big pickup for DFW.
Well, he is his favorite target. Wide receiver number 1, they say, and can line him up in all situations. Comes out of the slot here.
Yep. Slot runs a little skinny slant route, makes a great hand catch. Safety's out of position. And then the first explosive play of this game, Neil.
And a timeout on the field with 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. We will step out for a quick break and come back. No score, the 6th grade FBU National Championship from Naples.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, so you can lose more sweat and put the league on notice. Gatorade, is it in you?
Out of the timeout with just about 100 seconds remaining in the quarter, Partita looked like he was going to be swallowed up, jabbed left, and then came back to the far side right, where he's busting through for another first down. That was a broken play and a broken pocket, but Partita making something out of nothing.
Yeah, Partita once again making a great play with his feet. Love to see him work on his ball security. He's swinging that ball a little wide. He needs to be careful of that against his fast physical defense.
Yeah, the DFW East brass, they made no bones about it. If Partita was going to have a big game, they were going to be in a good position to capture the championship. So poised from back there under center, off the delay, and there is no moving around November. It's December, but always seems to be November with Samori stuffing the gap.
Absolutely, Neil. Great call there on that one. Great play by that young man, just showing his strength and power right there. Just had enough of this inside run game. Let me put an end to it.
He is a load inside, just the massive physical presence, moving mountains to shut down that run game of DFW East, who's moving the football here with a half a minute remaining in the first quarter. Went from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 5. Quick little slant and a broken tackle up through the middle and down towards the 10. Just outside of 1st and goal, but what a nice reception of the yards after the catch for Rafi Vade.
Once again, this was set up earlier. They throwing the ball deep, ran the slant route. It's wide open. He makes a great play with his hands again and gets up the field for their second explosive play this game.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Well, from their own 5-yard line to now within striking distance at the Southeast Florida 11, DFW East, the reigning 6th grade FBU national champs with some fresh new faces, are threatening for the game's opening score. We'll come back with the second quarter from the Paradise Coast Sports Complex in Naples after this on our FBU National Championship YouTube channel.
Yeah, birds in the trap, they gon' stink, mother. Mara serving the act out of baby bottle. Don't tell me shut up, you are not my boss. Turn up so much, now I just can't turn up. Don't call me back since you can't answer when I call you. Daddy was a rolling stone, I get it from my father. Chain so heavy that I can't buck all up. She knew I was a devil cause I wear a lot of product.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures, the home of holes in one and one-of-a-kind dishes, the home of incredible comebacks, and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Start of the second quarter here in Naples, 6th grade FBU National Championship. On a 1st and 10 at the 11, Partita rolling to his right, turns it into a run and bulldozes his way into the end zone for the opening score here in the 6th grade championship. Dallas on the board, DFW East to the lead.
Yeah, nice play here by DFW. Simple quarterback rollout. Run pass option. He sees a lane. He just says, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take this in myself and show some physicality near the goal line to get that in there.
Lets out a large cry as he scores the opening points of the game. And Partita, wonder with his weaponry if they'll avoid going conservative and play for the 2 here. Leading at 6-0. Motions Medina, they fake the jet sweep. What a call! And wide open for the conversion. Ashton Lally. Quite the deception for DFW East, and they go up 8-0.
Yeah, great call here. They come out in quads right. They motion to 3-by-1. He fakes the handoff, rolls opposite with the bootleg, has 2 open receivers on that play, Neil, and picked the right one to convert that PAT.
Someone's going to steal that in the NFL or the college level at some point, I can imagine, down the road. But Dallas, Fort Worth East, they lead 8-0. Here's another look.
Fake the handoff, roll out right. Nobody, I don't even see any jerseys from the other team there, so great call.
Kennerly just had to make sure he didn't get in the way of the pass. His own teammate. Well, now the response needed. They had the short field the first time for Southeast Florida after the turnover on downs. But we'll come out here at the 30. There are no kickoffs for the first time. That was displayed in both the All-American Bowls and now here in the National Championship. With a swing pass out wide, that's complete. Gene will find Jalen Simeon, and Simeon will get a healthy gain on first down for about 6 yards.
Not bad for their first play of the game, first passing play of the game. They ran the ball every play that first series, and they had the fumble in the goal line. So looks like they're going to open up their offense a little bit for the second series.
Well, the quarterback has that weaponry of Blanchard and C.J. Thompson around him. Second down and 4. And the give goes to Thompson, who breaks a tackle, uses a stiff arm to get a Southeast Florida first down.
Great vision by Thompson there. Looked like that play was supposed to go off tackle. Didn't see a hole there. Saw a gap to the outside, planted his foot, cut right. Picks up a big play for the Southeast Florida team.
They are humming right along on the first 2 plays from scrimmage on their second possession. And they have a pretty solid roster that goes deep, where they don't have to play a lot of guys 2 ways. You see that with some of their skill position guys. But Blanchard comes in motion here, and they give straight away to Thompson. And Thompson cuts his way inside DFW East territory to the 49. So 3 straight positive plays to begin the drive.
Southeast Florida looking much more balanced on offense in this series, Neil. First pass, and now we've got 3 runs, a little counter action. They're starting to pick up some momentum from what they see from that DFW defense.
6-yard gain on that play. It'll be second down and 4.
It'll be second down and 4. You get yourself into these positions, it makes the play calling so much easier when it's second and short. Similar look with Blanchard in motion. This time they give it to him on that jet sweep. Runs to the outside and got shoved out of bounds near another first down. Partita, who plays safety for this group or into the linebacker role, shoved him away.
Yeah, thank goodness Partita was there, because the corner was getting blocked, and if Partita doesn't push him out of bounds, that would have been a touchdown. So nice little jet sweep action by Southeast Florida, really attacking both edges, getting running inside, throwing the ball. Really nice rhythm in this drive so far.
Picked up 3 first downs. Now Southeast Florida at the DFW East 45. The defense chants begin again for the team in blue. Gene, he's going to go back to the outside. A similar play to begin this drive to Simeon, squirting around would-be tacklers for the moment. After all that running and tossing aside, he picks up about 2 in the end.
Yeah, bubble screen, young players that are out there, bubble screen. When you come inside, you still want to try and get north and south. You're running back into the pursuit of guys coming at you, and that's what happened there. The linebacker did a good job of making him force inside. Here comes the cavalry, and what looked like was going to be a big play, Neil, only a 2-yard gain. So great job by the DFW defense to recover.
Simeon is down for the moment. He was hobbled a bit heading over to the sideline, but looked to be under his own power.
Very clean game so far. I think only 1 penalty. Shows to all the work that the coaching staff have put into both teams here. Very clean game, and great job by the officials to let these kids play.
Second down and 8. 6.5 remaining in the opening half. Off motion, Gene nearly lost that football, wanting to extend for maybe an extra yard, getting closer to the 40. It'll bring up 3rd and 6 before the linebacking core shut them down.
Really good job here by the defense. Good gap responsibility. Looked like it was supposed to be a pass. He pulls it down, almost fumbles it, but lots of DFW defensive players in the area to make sure that doesn't turn into a big gain.
Kearney with the carry.
3rd down and call it 7 for Southeast Florida. Another beautiful day for football in Naples. A little breezy for this Championship Monday affair. Gene from the gun gives the handoff away for C.J. Thompson, who scratches closer near the first down yardage, but he's 2 yards shy, 4th and 2, but that is infinitely better than being in 4th and 8.
Really impressed with CJ. He can obviously get to the edge with his speed, but when he gets north and south, he's physical, runs behind his pads, and always finishes his runs going north and south. So very impressed with him so far. Wouldn't mind seeing him get the ball again here in this 4th and short.
Given named Conley, C.J. Thompson. Now they went under center when they had the 4th down play at the 5-yard line of DFW East. That turned into a fumble. It's 4th and 2 here. From the gun, Gene throws. That's caught for a first down. And moving the sticks, Blanchard. So they went with 3 short passes, and I like the approach. You go to the quick hitters, guys who can be playmakers with their speed and get it upfield.
Well, you see the coach here. It's a great call. The corners are way off, so he just runs a hitch route, about a 4-yard route, catches it, and turns it into a big-time gain, and gets a first down. So this drive's going to continue here. It's a really impressive drive so far.
Don't overthink it, right?
Exactly.
8-0 Dallas, Fort Worth East. A lot of these kids for DFW East hail from the Garland, Richardson area outside the Metroplex. Southeast Florida looking to make a name in their first championship appearance. Blanchard on the cut, and they are ready for it this time in the middle. Stuffed by Carter Phillips, who held his ground right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great job by Carter. Young players on defense, taking on the block, getting off the block, and making a good play for his defense, and held him to no gain. Great job by that young man.
Nearing halftime with 3:40 to go here in the second.
Really impressive drive right now. They're trying to answer from that last touchdown drive by DFW. As they go into halftime here, it'd be great for them to score and maybe tie this game up as we go into halftime.
Well, they had an 8-play drive that stalled, and approaching that number in terms of the snaps on this drive. Their second offensive possession. Gene over the middle. It's incomplete. And it was there, but unfortunately through the hands of the intended receiver.
Great snap, great pocket for the quarterback. Threw it, on the money, hit him right in the hands, and hopefully that young man will forget that play and catch the next one. But that was a really good pass by the quarterback for Southeast Florida.
Terry Hicks was the one who found himself open in the middle of that coverage. DFW East will call a timeout here. 3rd and long, and in terms of the operation, that was the first real downfield throw we've seen of Southeast Florida. So putting that into perspective, knowing maybe you're keeping DFW East a little bit more honest with a play like that, even though it wasn't converted.
Absolutely. And with the success they've had running the ball, it's a big pocket, big window behind those linebackers. So we'll see them try and attack that again. As we come out of the timeout, you young players who are watching this on YouTube now, if you want to get involved in this game, you're a 6th grader, you're a 5th grader, footballuniversity.org is a great place to start. We have national camps. Maybe you want to put together your own teams, team directors. That's how you get involved. www.footballuniversity.org.
And for years, we've been showcasing the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but in recent times, you've seen the 8U and the 10U level really come to life here in Naples, and the games have been fantastic at those young levels.
Absolutely.
So the football tree grows here in Southwest Florida. 3rd down and 11. Gene, who's flushed out of the pocket, and now going to the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Jalen Simeon puts the 6 on the board, the first of the title game for Southeast Florida, and Gene got out of some real pressure.
Absolutely. He got behind both the corner and the safety on that play. Quarterback rolled out. I think the defensive guys kind of stopped their coverage as you're watching the replay. Little wheel route here on the top. Quarterback does a good job avoiding the rush and just throws a dime to him in the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
So 2 points away from tying it, and quite the impressive response from Southeast Florida. And a good balance of play calls there on that second drive. Little Wildcat action with C.J. Thompson. And he bobbles the snap. Still might run free. And then that close immediately. Medina shuts off the well. And it's 8-6. So the conversion fails. Maybe the anticipation of the moment. That's the second bobbled snap inside the 5-yard line that Southeast Florida has had.
Yeah, I think on that one, the snap actually wasn't bad, but you had him. I think he was kind of trying to run before he caught it. And if he didn't drop it, he probably would have scored. But really impressed with the DFW defense in scrambling the ball here. So if you're looking now on the YouTube channel here, this is our registration is open for our camps in 2026. All the way from Orlando. We kick off the season here in Florida. Then we go through my area in Texas. We'll hit San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. And then we spread out. So if you're interested, once again, go to the website and sign up for a camp.
Swing out to the sideline. Medina moves out of a tackle before he's brought down. They'll say maybe a gain of a yard. Very interesting in the summer months. You've got the 7-on-7, but also girls flag football is coming to the fold.
It is really growing, Neil, across country, and we will be supporting that, even those kind of events here coming up in 2026.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see. 8-6 DFW East. And running into a minefield, that defensive front grabbing hold and not allowing much to get going. Nate Allison leads a surge of Southeast Florida tacklers.
Really impressed with both these defenses. They are flying to the ball right now. Not your typical 6th grade game for those of you watching. These are really good athletes and will understand the game and understand pursuit angles, the importance of them.
Torrance Kearney also in on the tackle. Here's the one thing to keep in perspective. DFW East does not have a deep bench. Some of their players could only make it through regionals. A lot of these youngsters going both ways. Will that stand up? Partita, who somehow managed to fight off what looked like a surefire sack and threw it away, but it's 3rd and 12, turning into 4th and 12 for DFW East.
Partita really showing his size and strength right here. Most kids, that's a sack. And he's able to stay up and throw the ball away, which is good sometimes. Live for the next down. So great job by him, because that would have been a 10, 11-yard loss and really would have put them back here. But they're still about 15 yards away from getting the first down here. Let's see what they dial up here. Keep this drive going before halftime.
So it is 4th down and 12, and they haven't showed the penchant to punt it, at least on that first drive when they were throwing downfield. And Partita is going to take a quick kick, but it's not a good one. Squirrels through the middle, then going to be picked up and returned. Michael Ruiz runs into Partita in the end, who lassos him down. DFWE saying that ball came out.
I think they're saying he was down. Very, very dangerous play. A bad punt. He picks it up. There's no blocking. He tries to make a play, but the ball almost comes out there. Actually, wow.
Yeah, that was a strip, but I think he got back on it. Boy, lucky and fortunate to do so, Ruiz. It was quite the effort by Medina. One more time to take a look. That was Partita with the rip, the quarterback. And he's saying,
wow,
that we've got that ball back. Now, if they did say he was down, that might be an error in judgment, which mistakes happen. We don't have the ability of replay. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a personal foul post-play. So we'll back up Southeast Florida. Couldn't really tell on that replay who had the clear recovery of the strip.
It looked like Partita got that strip out of there while he was still vertical, but hey, we can't make them all. But right here, look at the physicality. He makes the play. Now he's focused on, let me get the ball, and the ball is out, and he's not close to being down there.
definitely out. And there was definitely a claim there for Medina to say he had it, but nevertheless, we continue on, and it's Southeast Florida football. And with 1:15 remaining in the half. Low snap for Jean. They look to these quick hitches on the sideline. A late flag comes in after the tackle on Simeon. Simeon has the touchdown in this game.
Nice play there by Jordan Bell coming up on that little speed screen to the outside. Looks like we got holding. It's going to push him back even more.
That was definitely in the hands of Medina. We had another angle from our great crew, Prep Spin Productions. They have done a phenomenal job all week long, bringing you coverage of all these all-star games and national championships. Our boys from the Bluegrass State. And the team in blue is leading by 2, DFW East, here in the 6th grade FBU National Championship.
I don't know if they have any timeouts left, but with this now getting them back 1st and 20 here, they get a good stop here. They might think about getting a good timeout and trying to get the ball back before they enter the first half.
They've shown a little bit more of their threat, though, in the air. New quarterback in. Jet sweep given to Blanchard, who blurs his way back to midfield and gets most of that second penalty back. We haven't seen the threat of a kicking game for either of these teams yet, so you're looking to play towards the end zone if you're Southeast Florida.
Yeah, expect DFW to loosen up their defense a little bit. The quarterback has shown accuracy, throwing the ball deep twice, once for the touchdown and one for a nice post right over the middle here. You see DFW making the adjustment with their safeties back almost 15 yards here to keep the ball in front of them.
So Torrance Kearney is the quarterback. And some apologies from earlier for the numerical roster confusion. Kearney, the signal caller. Gene is the defensive end. Kearney's going to step into this throw and going to miss the mark. Had a man open over the middle, but it was thrown behind.
Kearney's got a really good arm. I'm very impressed with him because he's not of tall stature. In his line, he's got good size, and he is still being able to find the receivers down the field and putting the ball on the money here. So really good throw there, but not the catch to convert here. Big 3rd and 9 here with about 24 seconds left. Let's see if they try and run the ball here or get it past. There's a chance that DFW can get the ball back here before halftime.
Ten-minute quarters here at the FBU National Championship. Kearney with Thompson in the backfield with him. Eludes the rush, throws into traffic. It's intercepted. A force down fields with just under half a minute remaining, and the pick from Rafi Vade.
Dropping back to pass here, climbs the pocket and throws. And once again, those safeties were already back there. That's a nice play with that safety. And that'll give him the ball about midfield with 14 seconds left.
So Vade with the interception. He's been a target 3 receiver threat usually when you look at Medina, Vade, got Rodriguez in the backfield. And this is the one thing, though, with the size and maybe that arm of Partita, you can take a deep shot here.
Absolutely. I was just thinking the same thing, Neil. Partita definitely has the arm strength to throw. They're going to come out here in a 3-by-1 formation, and with his #1 gun in the slot, Southeast Florida's smart. They're playing way back here, but this kid's got good arm strength. Let's see what happens.
You'll bring Medina in motion, fake it to him, and on the roll downfield, through and over hit. An open receiver, Ashton Lally.
Similar play than when they scored the touchdown on a little switch route up top here. He was open. I think Partita just kind of thought he was going to kind of sit down. In fact, he kept dragging and it caused the incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was the 2-point conversion, which is the difference in this game right now. 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. DFW East had the football first. So that defense is going to see Southeast Florida come back out there in the second stanza. Core of this team, they've played together through the Bullet Academy on the east side of the Metroplex in Dallas. 8 seconds remain. Partita slips a couple of tackles and still going all the way towards a first down. And that's going to bring the end of the first half with that run.
Oh, you got him saying it's 1 second left.
Oh, the referees have held up play. Mike Connors is our white hat, and he has held the proceedings to say that there is 1 second. He's pointing to the scoreboard and also the press box. And now this is way more manageable to get a throw with the wind, the way it looks behind you, into the end zone.
I'm also going to point out, Neil, that the receiver here, the one that Partita's going to be looking for, the significant height advantage over the Southeast Florida cornerbacks here. I think you might want to see what we call a Hail Mary here and see if he can't use his height to high point the ball here on this last play.
Now, they're still not on the same page with the game clock on the field. Should be 1 second up there. The FW East leading 8-6. Well, if anything, they can do an untimed down.
Yeah.
Or would feel like that, even if they can't reset the clock. But there's 1 second there. And at the 40, Partita looks downfield. Sails it up for grabs in the middle. It is caught by Medina. But he is swarmed down by, took 5 gray jerseys of Southeast Florida to bring the half to an end at the 20-yard line. 20-yard reception. But that's how the first half comes to a close. Southeast Florida has moved the football. They got in the end zone. But their short yardage situations have them down 2 at the break after that nice play of deception on the 2-point conversion for DFW East. We'll take a brief break and come back with the third quarter 6th grade FBU National Championship from Naples.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, so you can lose more sweat and put the league on notice. Gatorade, is it in you?
Yeah, birds in the trap, they gon' stink, mother. Mara serving the act out of baked beef butter. Don't tell me shut up, you are not my boss. Turn up so much, now I just can't turn up. Don't call me back since you can't answer when I call you. Daddy was a rolling stone, I get it from my father. Chain so heavy that I can't walk on her. She know I was a devil cause I wear a lot of product.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures. The home of holes in one and one-of-a-kind dishes. The home of incredible comebacks and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades. Florida's Paradise Coast.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade, Is it in you?
Well, the script, at least for this weather, is straight out of Central Casting in Southwest Florida. Naples, the Paradise Coast Sports Complex. Very first FBU All-American Bowl played here was in December of 2020, but this is the 15th year of the 8th grade FBU National Championship. The 6th grade started in 2013 down in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. And here in our latest edition, DFW East, the reigning name holders of the title at this grade level, looking for a back-to-back championship. 8-6, they lead Southeast Florida, the debutantes, at least in the name alone, at the break. Third quarter about to start, and in possession will be Southeast Florida with the general manager of the FBU All-American Bowl, and really the jack of all trades for this organization, Anthony Williams. I'm Neil Sika, and we're having some fun. 8-6 is the score. And DFW East, they've put together some Nice drives, Anthony, in that first half. Only managed 6 points so far. Had one on a short field. Short yardage has been a little bit tricky, but you can tell their offense is growing in confidence each time they've had the ball.
No, and absolutely. I'm very impressed with both teams. Balanced offense. Both defenses are good. That's why we have an 8-6 game. It's been clean, no penalties. So looking forward to the second half.
So, at the 30, the kickoffs have been taken out. There are these youth classics. And even the value of it in the NFL has changed, but I like it here at the youth level to just get to the brass tacks of the matter and get going. Snap is high. And the handoff goes straight away, but there's not much there. After the run inside, Partita is all over the field, and he's got some help there from Rodriguez to make that tackle.
Very rare you see a quarterback stick his head in there like a true linebacker and make a big play like that at the point of attack. Really impressed Partita. He is not your average quarterback, that's for sure.
Nehemiah Partita. Their offense, that DFW East offense, has a lot of Mike Leach, Texas Tech principles. Terrence Bullitt, their team director, played at Texas Tech.
Yep.
Here's the handoff that goes to C.J. Thompson, and Thompson has about 6 yards. It'll bring up third and short. That's what Southeast Florida has done well, found a way to get in third and manageable, or second and manageable, with some good first down play calling, and sets them up here on 3rd and 4. For Torrance Kearney, the quarterback, who started airing it out a little bit more on their second offensive possession. This is their third. They've taken long chunks of time off the clock, and also a number of plays here so far.
Yeah, this series looks very much like the first series of the game. Neil, first 2 plays, running plays, but they got a manageable 3rd and long 4 here. See what happens.
4 wide, Kearney wanted to throw it out of the backfield with some heat coming on him, and it's incomplete for Thompson. The beauty of it, again, at this level, even though the special teams haven't fully developed, it's just, let's go for broke. You're playing for it on 4th down.
Yeah, and I love that the coaches understand the simple concept at every level. Get the ball to your best guys in space and see what they can do.
These 12 and 13-year-olds on display. It's also amazing. Some of these players, depending on the organization or the all-star team, playing a level up. We've seen 5th graders age-wise play at the 6th grade level and vice versa on the ascent. Kearney to throw on 4th down, and that is caught. It's a first down out of bounds for Simeon, who steps after another quick little hitch.
Nice pass, good catch. Once again, take what they give you. You're a young quarterback. That cornerback is way off. Call the hitch route, catch, throw, convert, move the chains.
So they convert that 4th down to keep it going. Early on here in the 3rd quarter. Kearney, Thompson, and Blanchard are teammates on the same youth team down in Southeast Florida, outside of Fort Lauderdale.
Jet sweep.
They'll run that jet sweep to Blanchard, who breaks the initial wave, but was doing a lot of parallel work to get back up field before he gains 3 in the end. Call it a long 2.5.
Great job by the DFW defense here. The corner stayed outside knowing he's got the edge. Here comes the pursuit. Looks like it was going to be something, but because of great pursuit angles and good tackling, hold that to a short gain of about a yard and a half.
Kadarian Oliver leads that defensive line for DFW East. Kearney has the threats of Blanchard and Thompson with him in the backfield. They give it to Blanchard. Spiraled down at the line of scrimmage, where he got back there. But the initial hit was put on. Ashburn's been all over the place from his linebacker spot. Also in there, Colton Smith along with Oliver.
Yeah, DFW really starting to sniff out the running game here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Southeast Florida throw the ball again here. Keep an eye on the cornerbacks as you watch this play. If they're off deep far, they'll probably run that hitch and stop again and see if they can convert here on 3rd and 8.
Clock moving, 3 minutes gone here in the 3rd, 3 and change. A 2-point difference, a conversion is separating these two teams at the 6th grade level right now. Kearney comfortable in the gun, brings his man in motion, throwback screen to the wide receiver and Simeon. That's been his target. Elusive in the open field as he cuts back through the middle across the grain for a first down. The DFW East. I'll spot him at the 40. There is an injured Southeast Florida lineman down near midfield.
Yeah, quick bubble screen here. The kid does a great job. Doesn't see any openings on the right side, cuts it back 2-3 times. It shows a little burst and gets that first down for Southeast Florida.
Southeast Florida, they've kept it in their wheelhouse into the hands of their skill position players and can't make out the number on the injured lineman. We'll take another look after that nice run after the catch by Simeon.
Looks like he tripped over one of the DFW players. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like he's going to be getting up here.
I hope the young man is okay.
He's walking off on his own power, which is good. Great training staff here at Paradise Coast Sports Complex. They've been doing a great job all week. And they'll take care of him. We'll back the action here on 1st down.
I don't think that gets enough credit through the years at Bowl Week. The intangibles, the decorum, the little stuff you don't notice and don't think about, the presentation of making this feel like the event that it really is, the premier event in youth football each and every December.
Yeah. It's a great job by Steve Quinn, Eric Richards. Optics are everything. You want to come across completely professional, and so these people paid a lot of money to get here. We want to make sure they have a good time and a good football experience.
8-6, DFW East. Kearney's going to elude the rush. Finds Simeon. Simeon for his 2nd touchdown. The 2nd time they've connected, he's gotten loose in the secondary and has been unguardable.
Yeah, the cornerback number 7 there, we don't have him on our roster. He's having troubles keeping the receivers in front of him. He's coming up, and they're getting behind him, and that's a big play by Southeast Florida.
So Jalen Simeon, and the 2nd touchdown pass from Torrance Kearney. Very conservative approach on that opening drive where they didn't throw one time. They didn't attempt one pass, and Kearney has now started to air it out. C.J. Thompson in the Wildcat. And that's a breezy success. A huge gaping hole, and it'll put 14 on the board for Southeast Florida as they score on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter that nearly takes 4 minutes. And the big pass of 41 yards. Kearney to finding Simeon.
Really impressed with Kearney. Being such a small statured quarterback, when he rolls out of the pocket, he keeps his eyes up the field, Neil, and is able to see, oh, I'm going to run. Wait, I got a receiver open. I see him, set my feet. Great throw again. That's how they got their first touchdown pass. So tremendous job by this young man at quarterback so far.
14-8 Southeast Florida. Now for DFW East, they need an answer. Swinging it out wide to the near side. Kearney caught the 2-point conversion. It will get 6 yards. The concept of athletes in space. And maybe DFW East will take a page out of that. The home run pass, that long ball down the field, that's been well covered for much of the day. Here's Partita. Bulldozed over. What a job reading it, Roy Gonzalez.
Number 6, Roy Gonzalez with the
Roy shot the gap there and ran right into the play. Did a great job. That's a big tackle for loss there by him for the defense. Shoot the gap, beat your guy, boom, 5-yard loss. Tremendous job.
Well, you just have to wonder a little bit, Anthony, with the perspective of being fresh and the depth that Southeast Florida has, if it's starting to take its toll, especially up front.
For sure.
Partita, third and long, throws it over the middle, interception. C.J. Thompson. Thompson coasting to the outside, pick party of 6, Southeast Florida.
CJ has been everywhere. He's a threat on offense. Had a big tackle in the previous play. Comes right back with a pick 6 here.
That was thrown into coverage. There was a flag on the return. Wonder if that'll stand or will it be a block on the interception.
Definitely was a block in the back, and I think they did catch it, unfortunately.
It is a block in the back from our referee, Mike Connors. So a turnover, but the saving grace, at least for now, for DFW East. It's still 14-8. And the way things have been trending, you don't want to get this into a 2-score game right now.
Yeah. No, Neil, to your point earlier, Partita made the bad throw. I think fatigue is starting to set in a little bit. Didn't even try and chase him down. I know he's a little frustrated, but begin to see signs that they could definitely use some depth right now with a lot of their starters going both ways.
There are 4 regular pieces for this DFW East team that are not available. Make that 5, actually. Including the son of Gerald McCoy. So they're missing presence up front on the offensive line. The interception and then the return, which was nullified by the penalty. Southeast Florida now has it at the 37.
Yeah, look for DFW to reach down here. They've got to keep them out of the end zone to stay in this game, fatigue or not.
So this is the crucial moment of the football game right here in the 6th grade championship. All the momentum on Southeast Florida's side. Thought he had a touchdown moments ago. They'll give it right back to C.J. Thompson. And on the outside, able to pick up a great gain, but will it stand? There's a flag out there. It's either a hold or a face mask.
You know, we talk about players going both ways. Doesn't seem to be bothering CJ right now. He's making plays on offense and defense around and looks pretty fresh.
He said, I'm good. As long as everyone stays fresh around me. It's a holding call, though. That's 2 straight penalties now on Southeast Florida.
Something that DFW defense definitely needs right now.
Any type of pendulum swing in the worst way for the team in blue. Southeast Florida is hunting.
Something to note here, Neil, we talked about the young cornerback for DFW that beat a couple touchdowns, but they have a new cornerback in here at left cornerback. Look for Southeast Florida, maybe pick on him and see where he's at here.
That's Ashton Lally. It's a great catch, Anthony. They had been targeting Simeon, who's got 2 touchdowns from Torrance Kearney, who's throwing again. Kearney eludes the rush and then getting back towards the line of scrimmage. He's brought down. Good tackle in there by Colton Smith.
Yep.
But a DFW East player, they can ill afford to lose. Anyone on this roster is down near midfield.
For those of you wondering, maybe you can't see the sideline, DFW team total right now, 15 players. And as Neil mentioned, they're down about 4 or 5 players, and that does make a difference. Last year, they won the 6th grade championship. I think they had 17 or 18 total players in that roster, and they played pretty well.
And a lot of those players moved on to the 7th grade team. Mentioned they lost down here in Naples to Team SoCal. SoCal's 8th graders were in the championship last year. They lost to Utah. And Utah will feature again. They're looking to go back-to-back at the 8th grade level. That'll be our feature game later tonight against the Blue Blood of the FBU National Championship. GFL is back in the title game. Haven't won one since 2021. Utah's emerging presence makes that The old versus the new, and then you've got SoCal and Central Florida in the 7th grade game. Got a penalty here on DFW East. Did you happen to catch what they were? Was that a
Holding.
defensive hold? So no wonder Kearney couldn't find anyone down the field. And the young man walking off for DFW East is Carter Phillips.
He's been playing tough today at D-line, getting after the quarterback, holding his gap. Looks like it's going to be okay, though.
14 unanswered points in this game for Southeast Florida, and they've also had an interception return for touchdown called back. But that's the current possession they're on. Owen Coffey goes in motion. C.J. Thompson motions through the hole into the end zone. Thompson scores.
Touchdown.
He has his 6 points, even though it's a little delayed and in the form of a rush from the backfield.
Yeah, great job by C.J. Just breaking the tackle and getting to the sidelines and using his speed and athleticism to stay in bounds and get in the end zone. But it looks like we might have another flag here, and it is illegal procedure on Southeast Florida.
Well, where is the flag is on the sideline. We need the flags. There have been a couple of instances where we haven't seen it in the field of play. I know the Stripes can't hear us, but so this is coming back, and now this game is getting a little sloppy.
Yep. Unfortunate for CJ. That's 2 big plays that have been called back for him. But I think he's still got some more juice. I'm really starting to see the fatigue with the DFW team right now. Hopefully these kids can get a big stop here and try and get back in this game. But the momentum clearly on Southeast Florida right now.
So the procedure penalty, which will make it 1st down and 12. Kearney gives to Thompson. Brushing past a couple of defenders. C.J. Thompson taking 2 and 3 blue shirts to bring him down. Finally, in the end, Rodriguez over to tackle him. 2nd down and 4. Feels like they've been in this down all game long, Southeast Florida, with 2:40 remaining in the 3rd.
Yeah, start to take a look at the DFW defense right now. First half, they're making plays, they're making tackles through the running back, and now you're starting to see a lot of arm tackles and reaching right now. First sign of some dead legs here, but these kids are fighting and battling, trying to keep in this game here on this defensive series.
We've had 4 accepted penalties on the last 6 snaps. Southeast Florida looking for some daylight here, up 6. Wearing them down with Thompson and that offensive line. A 1st down and more. Inside the 15, or inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line goes Thompson. Grinding gears, lugging it along, laboring a bit coming up after the tackle Medina, but C.J. Thompson is not fazed by anything right now.
Yeah, great leg drive to finish that run and get another 4 yards just off of sheer effort. Great job by C.J., who doesn't look like he's getting tired off. In fact, it looks like he's getting more steam with each carry.
Well, he's definitely being seen. Of course, this is a game that, sure, you're emphasizing the team success, but the individuals that might headline that fame, it can start to grow in your football career. They go back to Thompson, who's got his 4th straight carry. Pushing it toward the 15-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 14, 2nd down and 3.
Southeast Florida offense coordinator is definitely seeing success. Last 3 plays have been off tackle, both left and right, so they definitely see some advantages there, and CJ is attacking it and making the most out of each play call.
Well, there's been a Southwest Florida 6th grade FBU National Championship. South Florida has won some titles through the years. At the higher grade levels, Southeast Florida, which is from a similar area, but a different name, and Thompson is making a name for himself. C.J. Thompson is in. The 3rd time is a charm. No flags.
Yeah, no flags.
Had an interception return for a touchdown called back. Had a 35-yard touchdown run called back. this one from 12 is true.
Once again, seeing something off that left off tackle play. CJ sees something back on the right-hand side, puts his foot in the dirt, cuts back up the middle, and then just runs through tackles once again. Great job by that young man so far in this game, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
And you can see it, Anthony, in the DFW East defense, how gassed they are. It's almost like touch football.
Yeah.
The way he ran through all the levels of the defense. With 26 seconds remaining in the third, things are looking very auspicious for Southeast Florida. 20-8, and a timeout called here before the conversion. 20 unanswered points in this game.
Yeah. Definitely the ideal drive you want to have on this drive. And that time, Neil, they took up a lot of time off the clock, and they got the touchdown at the end. And so they've shortened this game now and scoring the last, 20 points in a row. So great job by the Southeast Florida defense, or the coaches, but at halftime making adjustments. They definitely saw some advantages, made some adjustments, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Not only that, they overcame two holding and a procedure penalty on the drive. And usually at this level, those type of things really set you off schedule, but you can see where the fulcrum is really set in with their depth and how superior it is to Dallas Fort Worth East.
Yeah, and shout out to the Southeast Florida coaches. They're not complaining about the calls. Just get back in the huddle, make another call, and go. And I respect that from young coaches, where we don't see that often in the youth game.
Torrance Kearney, really impressive in terms of the control of this offense. Got Thompson this time, options to roll and throw to the back. It's caught. The conversion is good. Owen Coffey had 1 foot in bounds. It's 22-8.
Love the play call. It's the first time they've shown this play. Roll out right, backside drag. Kearney keeps his eyes up once again like he's been doing the entire game. Finds his backside receiver in the back of the end zone. Toe touch, 2-point conversion. They've got all the momentum right now, running clock and scoring points.
22-8, Southeast Florida will keep it here with 26 seconds remaining in this third period of action. Running clock comes into play. Is it 29 points? 24 points.
Yep.
So thank you for reminding our viewing audience. This is an unlikely position for Nehemiah Partita at the youth football level. Not in this tournament per se. He hasn't lost a game in 3 years. But it's going to take something miraculous with him and the rest of the team. And they have an opportunity here. Rodriguez bursting down the sideline. Rodriguez all the way, but there is a flag that's back at the 34-yard line. Will it all be for naught? And you can see the sigh from Rodriguez. That's usually in the area of holding. It is.
Look at the big man show some speed here, ladies and gentlemen. Getting to the edge, and he's like, you know what? I'm not running out of bounds. I'm just going to keep running. And just runs through the tackle here. I know it's a flag, but, hey, love seeing a big man score like that. Congrats to him on that play.
Well, the description is strong and stocky from Rodriguez, but he's also got speed.
Yes,
and
he
put
does.
it on display right there.
Absolutely.
Even if it was for all for naught. And you could use that on the highlight reel because they won't see the flag in the background. Unfortunately, for the nature of this game, that is a massive penalty.
Yeah. And it isn't like the Southeast Florida defense is slow. I mean, they've got a lot of speed, athleticism, and just a tremendous play for the big guy there.
Boy, in an instant, it was a home run hitting play, and you get right back in the game. Final seconds here of the third quarter. Partita gets away from Novembre, who's just a monster in the middle. Picks the pass to the interior. That's complete up across the 40. It's going to be a first down. And a nice catch there on the reception for Rafi Vade. So the third quarter is in the books. Penalty filled in the back half, and a fatigued DFW East group is hanging in there. But Southeast Florida has opened up some space in the sunshine. 22-8 is the score. We head to the fourth coming up next from Naples.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, so you can lose more sweat and put the league on notice. Gatorade, is it in you?
Yeah, birds in the trap, they gon' stink. Mara, serving the act out of baby bottle. Don't tell me shut up, you are not my boss. Turn up so much now I just can't turn off. Don't call me back so you can't answer when I call you. Daddy was a rolling stone, I get it from my father. Chain so heavy that I can't fuck all her. She knew I was a devil cause I wear a lot of product.
Off we go to the fourth quarter here at the Paradise Coast Sports Complex. Last night we had the FBU All-American Bowl. Top 70 freshmen in the country on display. Great game, too. One of the highest scoring games we've had at that level. Anthony Williams, a coach, and now the general manager of that game, along with many other high-level components of Football University. DFW East on a first down to start this fourth quarter. They're down 2 scores. Swashbuckling tackle on the toss down to the side. And then a late flag comes in after the run by Rodriguez.
Might be calling that a head-to-head. I thought it was a tremendous play by number 12, but they might be calling that. Or it could be a personal foul with him slamming the ball. A little frustrated there. Yeah.
That was Kendrick Martin with a clothesline tackle. But it looked to be clean. They're going to actually say it's unsportsmanlike conduct on DFW East after the play. That is a killer.
Yeah. See the replay here. He's coming off the edge. Look at the effort. Comes back around. I'm not quitting the play, and then boom. Just another example for you young players. Play till you hear the whistle. And he just showed a great example of why you want to do that.
It's just a pocket of players there for DFW East. I didn't really necessarily see where the unsportsmanlike came into play, unless something was said that the officials heard.
DFW needs to kind of get their composure back here.
Well, you had that on top of the 70-yard touchdown that was taken off the board a moment ago on that run with the holding call. And time is of the essence at 8:46 here in the fourth. If they want to keep the 6th grade championship in Dallas.
Looks like they're trying to get the clock corrected here as we just started the quarter.
Scoreboard now up to date. There's 24 seconds coming off on that first play. Partita to the air. Caught by Medina. In a crowd of 2, and that's been the case downfield all game long for the DFW East passing game. But Medina, great concentration.
Yeah, great pocket for the quarterback. A little fade route. Once again, we talked about that height advantage out there that DFW has over their corners. It makes a great play here. And, hey, Neil, they're only 2 big plays from being on this, and they definitely had the firepower to do it.
They showed it in one play on this ensuing drive after the touchdown by Thompson. That's thrown up for grabs. Looked to be a confusion for Vade. Didn't see that until the very end. It was almost intercepted by Simeon, who's caught 2 touchdowns through the air today.
Yeah, Simeon was in good position. Once again, the difference is in the secondary. He is on top of the receiver, whereas the DFW cornerback's been letting the receiver get behind him. Surprised he didn't make that play, but he is in good position there.
The FW East led this game 8-0. Anthony mentioning their roster, though, only 15 players deep. 22 unanswered for Southeast Florida. Their debut at championship week here in Naples. Partita with the pocket going down around him. Threw it into coverage again. And the hope to hit his intended receiver. That's incomplete. Simeon doing work on both ends now.
He really is. It's another good play for the pass breakup there. DFW and Neil, they still have almost just under 9 minutes left of the game. They don't have to go for the home run bomb every time. They might want to think about going a little bit more intermediate and don't quite leave the running game yet.
And they had talked about maybe doing that a little bit more, DFW East, running the football, showing a little bit of balance. You see a little bit of film, or you've watched some of the semifinals and quarterfinals this week of championship week, so teams are familiar with one another. And that passing game, you're expecting that if you're Southeast Florida.
Yep, here comes the blitz.
They bring it on. Thrown to the outside. That was a mugging. They'll say it's incomplete, but it sure looked like pass interference. Michael Ruiz like a cape on Medina.
Neil, I think both our mothers raised us. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I am not going to comment on that play. I'll just take that approach.
Leading the 5th. Yeah, that one was missed. We'll just say that. But the young pups out there, they've shown resiliency. It is 4th down now, though, for DFW East. That's probably the maddening thing from their sideline perspective. That should have been a 1st down. Four wide receivers. Nehemiah Partita, the quarterback. From his own 45, down the seam, has Medina, his favorite target. The play when they needed it the most, they come up with 1st down.
What a dime by Partita here on this little post route. Window wasn't very big. It was pretty good defensive coverage. It just makes a great throw and a great catch here, which sometimes beats great defense.
22-8, Southeast Florida. 8 minutes away from capturing their first 6th grade FBU National Championship. Partita and his team want a response. In slow motion, it looked like that pocket broke down before Partita runs away from the coverage and downfield. He is a weapon with his legs. You can see, though, he is their starting safety. Both ends, how it's taking its toll on his game.
Yeah, I want to see Partita as he continues to develop here as going to 7th grade. Keeping the ball loose when you're in the pocket behind the line of scrimmage where you have the potential to still pass the ball, great. But once he crossed the line of scrimmage, Neil, he's got to put that ball away for ball security.
This is great presence for you, these youngsters, 6th graders. They could be in contention for the 7th grade FBU All-American Bowl. Partita didn't see the rush coming from behind, and he's brought down. Bulldozed on the rush from the back end by Roy Gonzalez, who's made 2 big plays defensively today. That's a big sack.
Yes, it is, and he came hard. I don't think Partita didn't feel him coming it off from the backside. Beats a tackle here and just comes straight down, makes a nice clean sack on the quarterback. Big play by Southeast Florida.
Carter Phillips, the tackle on that play was shaken up earlier in this half. 3rd and 8, they can get a 1st down at the 10. Partita running for his life. Partita running upfield. Partita lowering his shoulder and leaning in. What resiliency for the touchdown. His 2nd scamper here in the championship. And Partita is putting it all on himself to bring DFW East back into the fold.
I'm going to date us here. A little bit of Doug Flutie going on around Partita right now. Just refuses to quit. Brett's out of the pocket, rolls out, puts the ball away, says, I'm just going to be physical like I did in the first touchdown, and just find a way to get in the end zone.
For all the youngsters out there who's wondering who Anthony Williams is talking about, just look up the Hail Mary that happened in this state across Alligator Alley back in 1984. There's an injured Southeast Florida player down there, and that is a big one in Simeon. 2 players actually shaken up with the power of Partita. Yes. 5'10", 165 listed as a 6th grader.
Yes. He's put together, too. He's not big. He's got some height. He's got some strength. He's got some speed. And I love how he just decides, you know what, I'm just going to put this thing my own and just going to show my power and strength and get in the end zone and keep my team in this game.
2nd rushing touchdown. The first one from 11 yards. This one from 23.
Just keeps his feet driving.
The grit shown here by DFW East, where they had, remember, the first play on this possession after going down 22-8 was a 70-yard touchdown run called back. They had an unsportsmanlike call, and yet the big play that helped lead them to this run, Medina, the reception on 4th down to keep their championship dreams alive, 22-14.
Yeah, and I'm, old school, Neil, you and I, it ain't over till it's over. And even though Southeast Florida dominated the 3rd quarter, I mean, they're right back in this game,
And it felt almost like a 25-point game.
It did.
When they went up 22-8. That's the way things were trending for DFW East. But they've dug down deep. They go for 2 here. Partita to keep. Partita forcing his way in through the middle for two. And he just knocked over C.J. Thompson in the process. 22-16, DFW East.
Yeah.
Trailing by 6.
Partita with a little bit of flex there coming in after he ran over CJ on that play here. Definitely trying to give some life to his teammates here. They're tired, but they're still fighting, and it's typical of this DFW team and Coach Bullitt and the kind of organization he's built here. They will not go away, and they will not quit.
Just these giant sways of momentum in this 6th grade game. 22-16, Southeast Florida comes back out. Lead on their side. They've also had the ability to chew up time on their drives, and that's what DFW East needs to keep in mind, and I'm sure are very well aware of how this game has played out. You're looking at a situation, if you don't get a stop, you may not get the football back.
I think DFW's got to now channel that energy they have, a little momentum have into the defense here. They really could use a 3-and-out right now.
So Torrance Kearney, the quarterback, with a jet sweep. Running to the outside, Blanchard on that far side, but a flag came out immediately off the exchange. I wonder if they were set properly. It is going to be on Southeast Florida.
And it stops the clock, which is their other ally right now.
An illegal shift.
Neil, starting to feel momentum
A little
bit right now.
And the encouragement of the DFW East crowd, who has been very vocal. Even though these young 6th graders have shown a little bit of that fatigue just with their 15 players on the roster.
And the last time Southeast Florida tried to throw the ball in the middle, Partita picked it off. Let's see if they try and either keep the run here, which they are, which is smart.
Kearney goes to Thompson.
Big stop by the...
And there's another flag coming in. This has been a sloppy second half with the penalties. That includes both sides.
Don't know if it's going to be a hold or a face mask from where it was thrown at.
Mike Connors says face mask.
That hurts.
You get a stop for a loss.
Now it's going to be automatic first down and 15 yards. And still in the game here, but that is not what Coach wanted on that play for sure for the defense.
And if you're Southeast Florida, what are you thinking here? Because the air of thinking conservative, or at least don't overthink it, get it to your playmakers. But if you're DFW East, you've probably read that it's either going to be Thompson or they're looking for Simeon to get the ball in these situations.
Absolutely. You're not at the point where you can just play the clock. You still want to score, so I think they should still run their offense. And if they score, they score, but don't try and milk it. It's still 6 minutes left in this game, a lot of time left.
C.J. Thompson wears number 3 in that green helmet. His teammate at the youth level is Blanchard, who's coming in motion, and this play doesn't even get off the ground before it's put to a halt. Did they call a timeout? There is a timeout called here by DFW East. And we're going to step out, too, with 6:07 remaining. Back to Naples in a moment. Southeast Florida here on the 6th grade FBU National Championship leads by 6, 22-16.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, so you can lose more sweat and put the league on notice. Gatorade, is it in you?
Yeah, birds in the trap, they gon' stink, mother. Mara serving the ash out of big beef bottle. Don't tell me shut up, you are not my boss. Turn up so much, now I just can't turn up. Don't call me back since you can't answer when I call you. Daddy was a rolling stone, I get it from my father. Chain so heavy that I can't wear all of. She know I was a devil cause I wear a lot of product.
Florida's Paradise Coast is more than just the home of the FBU National Championships. We're also the home of endless natural beauty and wild adventures, the home of holes-in-one and one-of-a-kind dishes, the home of incredible comebacks, and just plain kicking back. So come discover a sports paradise, because only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, Florida's Paradise Coast.
Been another fantastic week on Florida's Paradise Coast. Here for the FBU National Championship. This is the 6th grade game. 5:55 remaining on 1st down and 8. Kearney slips out of what was a breaking down line. Got back and maybe a yard for Southeast Florida. Game and clock management now up 6, 22-16.
Second down and 6.
Smart play by Kearney there. Drop back the pass, which I'm okay with. Smart quarterback, didn't force the ball. His look wasn't there. Just tries to get out of it, and keeps the ball and keeps the clock moving. So smart play by that quarterback, not trying to force something that wasn't there.
With you all afternoon and evening long. The 7th grade FBU National Championship coming up next. SoCal and Central Florida to meet in that one. Defense, the chant again from the DFW East fans. Kearney, that long handoff in the back. C.J. Thompson is corralled. They were ready for it. They needed to make the stop at the most crucial time, and Brooks Walker swings down that runner.
Love that they're trying to run down here. Great job by the defense and beating him in the hole for the tackle for the loss. Once again, momentum there. Big 3rd down here for DFW.
And should amend that. It was Blanchard, Thompson's youth football teammate, who went scampering through, but it brings up 3rd down and 7.
Don't be surprised here, Neil, if obviously they try and get the ball to CJ, or they run like a flood route to the wide side here and try and get a run-pass option for Kearney.
We'll look for it. Coffee goes in motion. They give it to C.J. Thompson. A battering ram through the middle to bring him down, led by Rodriguez. Justin Ashburn also pitching in.
Mr. Rodriguez is having himself a game here, both on offense and defense here. He sees the motion going across and immediately just jumps the gap, and he makes a huge play on CJ, who has been almost unstoppable today.
It is 4th down and 12 at their own 28. And now's where things get nervy if you're Southeast Florida. What do you call here? You've picked up a couple of 4th downs on hitch passes, but this is 4th and long. DFW East knows they get a short field if they get a stop.
So, Neil, I want you to take a look at the corner, the left corner on the top of the screen here. He is off like 12 yards right now. Look for maybe a little hitch play, maybe try and break that open tackle and convert this 1st down.
Coffee is the receiver out there. That's a great call. Kearney, the quarterback, and moving early. Southeast Florida, motion. Back him up 5 more. Well, the suspense is running high now with 3:08 remaining in a 1-possession game.
Yeah, I think now with 4th and really long here, you got to think about punting and trying to flip the field here. I don't know if they have a punter. They haven't had no team has punted in this game so far, but now might be a good time.
Well, I should correct you. One time we saw Partita kick that
did.
low rolling ball.
Yep.
But even that example shows there's not really much of a punting game for either team. Going to have a timeout here. The clock continues to run. They wanted to fix that on the scoreboard.
Interesting time here right now. So if they don't convert, they don't punt. Either way, it looks like DFW is get the ball in pretty good field position here in a short field. And right now, quarterback Partita, he's on fire right now. So this is getting very interesting here in this last 3 minutes of the game.
We're hearing they wanted to put 3:08 on the clock, and that's what they have done.
And Neil, looks like they're lined up in a punt formation here. I don't see anybody back for DFW, though.
Oh. And the snap is high, and Thompson's going to have to fall on it. The muff punt snap. It was going to be a turnover on downs anyway, but it's 1st down in glorious field position. De'Aaron Oliver falls on it for DFW East.
Bad snap, high to the outside of the punter. Couldn't control it. Ball hits the ground, and DFW is all over it, and they're going to have the ball 1st and goal at the 15-yard line.
Kadarian Oliver, triumphant hold of the football in the air. In that process, in the scrum to recover it, an injury to a Southeast Florida player. And it's all going wrong for Southeast Florida. They still have the lead by 6, but everything is totally swung in the direction of DFW East. And if you would have told us that maybe 25, 30 minutes ago, it was looking like things were heading in the complete opposite direction.
Well, Neil, we talk about, and you cover a lot of sports, we talk about momentum. And this team looked tired in the third quarter. And all of a sudden, with momentum now, you start to have a little pep in your step, like, hey, we got a chance to win this game, all 15 of us. And you see a little burst right now out of that DFW team.
In the football world, they're oyster here with the ball in great field position. And Partita, who's done it with his legs, and he's going again, running off that strong right side before he's brought down by Kendrick Martin. They can pick up a 1st and goal inside the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 6 with 2:35 remaining. Partita going to run to his left, and then he slips and falls. Well, Southeast Florida, to give them credit defensively, they're wise now to this, knowing that Partita's beaten them twice on runs when he's gotten outside.
We got a flag on the play, and the defense was offside.
Oh, it is offside on Southeast Florida. What a mistake made. That neutral zone infraction, extremely costly. That was a loss on the run. It was going to be 3rd and long. Now it's 2nd and 2. And Partita going to throw it into the air, up high and too tall, through the hands of Rafi Vade. And Vade had the positioning. He was in front of Simeon.
Yeah, he looked a little tired. Didn't get the lift he wanted from that play. 3rd and 3 now. I think these next 2 plays, the ball's going to be in Partita's hands, and I love the run-pass option. I either going to be rolling out here, looking to run or pass, and knowing Partita, he's going to try and make this play on his own.
With 2:07 remaining in the game. It was 22-8 Southeast Florida. They had rambled off 22 unanswered before DFW East basically had an improbable drive. Now on 3rd and 2, Partita waits for a hole and runs forward. There is another flag at the end of the play. And this may be on DFW East.
Yeah, DFW East came out in an empty formation, which means no backs in the backfield, direct running play, and looks like the right tackle got caught with a little bit of a hold, even though he was on the backside of the play.
Now, if you're Southeast Florida, would you accept this for 4th and short, or would you make him 3rd and long?
I probably would push him back at the youth level.
That indeed looks like it's going to be the case. And a timeout here for DFW East. So the plot thickens with 1:57 remaining and a timeout. 22-16, but this has been compelling stuff. It's been a little sloppy in the second half, but that doesn't mean we don't have great theater here to conclude this game.
I wouldn't be surprised, Neil. Earlier we saw 2 plays that were big for DFW as they came in close to the red zone. Rollout, backside, tight end, receiver on a backside drag. I'm looking for that play, but I'm definitely looking for some type of an RPO action with Partita keeping the ball in his hands, but keeping his eyes open down the field here. I think Southeast is starting to focus on him running the ball. Look for maybe trying to throw a pass here.
2 plays, they need a touchdown. They've taken at least 2 timeouts. Partita looking to the air. Toward the end zone, it's deflected and falls incomplete. Well, all game long, it's been well covered in the secondary and throwing into traffic up for Medina, and it comes down to this.
Southeast Florida defense, the back 7 did a great job there. There was linebackers and safeties all over that play. Very tight window. Now we move to 4th down here, but it's 4th and short. Right now, they need to, no, that's 4th and long here. They need to spread them out here and give Partita a chance to make a throw into a very big window here.
Again, they can get a first down around the 5-yard line, so they don't need a touchdown here. But it's 4th down, and the championship is on the line. Partita going to sail it into the end zone, and it sails away and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Will be turnover on downs.
Looked like a lot of confusion on that play run by DFW East.
Yeah.
And the ball back into the hands of Southeast Florida, who can sense the championship now.
Yeah, Partita telling the receivers, hey, you're supposed to run a switch route, and the kid give up on the play. And, still a minute 45. I think maybe, Neil, they have 2 timeouts, maybe 1 timeout left.
1 timeout at the most.
Yeah.
They took one to conserve some energy on the previous drive, and then right there in the final series before those last 2 snaps, they had taken a penalty.
So for all your youth coaches out there right now, you're playing the clock. You're not throwing the ball. You're trying to run the ball. Just run your offense, give the ball to Big CJ, and try and win this thing out and get your first FBU 6th grade championship.
Torrance Kearney, it was that burst midway through the second quarter and early in the third where Southeast Florida established their mark. There's a penalty flying in. That's definitely a block going the other way against Southeast Florida after C.J. Thompson made some nice moves. He's been the MVP of the offense, toting the rock. Of course, Kearney's made some great throws to Simeon for touchdowns.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Neil, Simeon probably didn't need to hit him in the back. CJ was going to get to the edge anyway and probably take that to the house. Kids, the old rule, coaches tell you, if you can see the back of the numbers of the person you're blocking, let him go.
This has been a penalty fest late in this game.
Yes, nowhere near as clean as the first half was.
The only thing that could allow DFW East to really have a puncher's chance is to punch out the ball to find a turnover. And we're not quite at the point of victory formation for Southeast Florida, and they're in the shadow of their own goal line now at the 16-yard line.
But we have seen a couple of bad snaps on punt and out of the gun formation, and so
and under center.
Yes. And ball security is going to be very important here.
If you're Kearney, you're giving it to Thompson, and you're putting 2 hands on the ball, just going straight ahead into the pile. And there is where he goes and operates up over the 25 to the 26. That looks to be the final timeout for DFW East with 1:26 remaining.
Still a lot of time, and it's coming up here on second down. The 2 big playmakers on DFW have been Partita and Anthony Rodriguez. Look for them to maybe shoot a gap here or a slant to try and get in that backfield and maybe disrupt the point of the transition point handoff. Try and cause something. They need something to happen here big to get the ball back.
Well, Southeast Florida, they burst onto the scene here in Naples. Not that far away, these young men had to travel. And they've made a name for themselves with the program getting to its first national championship here at the 6th grade level. Less than 90 seconds away from securing the crown, the championship belt. Is that still a thing here? You still have the belts?
Yeah, they still have the belts, yep.
Making sure. From the shotgun, Kearney gives to Thompson. Thompson to the outside. Did he go out of bounds? They'll say no. Boy, that was awfully close, and that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, but he got the first down.
He did get the first down, and that's going to secure
That's
it.
going to do it, yep.
Short gain on the play.
Well, looks like that is their last timeout. See if he pushes this guy here.
You know, they've signaled 4 timeouts, so that's maybe some officiating error for the crew down there. Because DFW East, you only get 3. But a timeout with 1:06 remaining.
And this is every coach's game. It's your time for your favorite play. victory formation. Take the snap, take a knee, get your running backs next to the quarterback, and then get ready to enjoy a victorious championship game.
And we shouldn't let the penalties cloud over some of the great plays we did see in this game. And the big momentum swings, it was periods of where Southeast Florida controlled this game, and then DFW East showing a little bit of an uprising when they looked down for the count and had a chance to tie and potentially win the game in the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
So high level of competition, and it's going to see the 6th grade championship return to the Sunshine State. Hand off to Thompson. Running straight away. Up near the 40-yard line.
Picked up 9 yards. Just asking, why risk it? Why risk a handoff? Drop to a knee, let the clock run out.
It feels like he's averaged around 7 a carry in this game. But Southeast Florida senses it.
Yeah, I think right now as we wind down close to 30 seconds here, 2 top players of the game, Pertita for DFW and CJ, have been just great on both sides of the ball, both of them all day.
Torrance Kearney does take the best play in football. Victory formation. Southeast, the beast of 6th grade football and Football University's national championship. 22-16, Southeast Florida defeats Dallas Fort Worth East for the national title at the 6th grade level.
That's going to end the 6th grade.
Great job by DFW, playing true Ironman football with 15 players, coming back in this game, using momentum to overcome some fatigue and giving Southeast Florida all they wanted. But congrats, Southeast Florida. I think you mentioned this is their first time, first 6th grade national championship, so kudos to the players and the staff and the parents.
2 touchdowns through the air from Simeon, but what a performance from C.J. Thompson on the ground. And that secondary, really the stars, too, for how they stymied that DFW East passing attack, which is very prolific.
Absolutely. Love that Southeast Florida showed a good balance on offense with running the ball when they needed to with C.J. and a couple of good passes also. So overall, good game. Got a little sloppy in the second half, but a great game.
Take a quick breather. Rest up. We've got the 7th grade game coming for you in a matter of moments on our FBU National Championship YouTube channel. 22-16 the final. Southeast Florida, the champion in 6th grade for the FBU National Championship. For Anthony Williams, our great prep sprint crew, I'm Neil Sika. We'll return shortly to Naples at the Paradise Coast Sports Complex for the 7th grade FBU National Championship between Central Florida and SoCal. Congrats to the 6th graders from Southeast Florida. Winners today, 22-16. Back shortly to Naples, Florida.